Hey, it's Big Game James McCarty, Sports Director at Flag Family Media, here with senior quarterback of the MSUM Dragons and Jack Strand. Jack, if I were to tell you guys that you'd be 2-0 on the season after being down 21-0 in the first half of Game 1, would you have believed me for starters?
I think I would have because, in that first game we were down 21-0, but we were on the sideline and, nobody was down. We were just a confident group and, we had some stuff that was rolling on offense. We just hadn't been able to finish drives and we knew that the defense was going to be able to go out and get some stops. And so if you told me we'd be 2-0, I'd be pretty confident in your statement.
What was the difference in you guys coming out in all three phases of the game last weekend in Marshall versus week 1 in Marquette? Because that's a big difference being up 34-3 at the half versus down 2 scores at the half.
Yeah, definitely. I think part of it is just, that first game you kind of trying to get into the flow a little bit. And, it can be tough. You've been playing against your own team for the last couple months in fall camp and spring ball. And then now you're out, playing on the road in a different environment. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. But this last week when we played SMSU, it was a big focus for us to start fast. Don't give them any chance to stay in the game. We're going to get up, go score on offense. Defense is going to get turnovers, get some stops, get off the field, and we'll get up on them right away.
I don't even know how to ask the question because nobody's ever done it, but you now have over 1,000 completions in your collegiate career. You have over 10,000 yards, and you're just shy of 100 passing touchdowns as well. What do all those accolades mean to you at all? And is it more about yourself? Is it about your teammates? Or is it something you just throw over your shoulder and say, hey, we got to go win a ball game on Saturday?
Yeah, it's more about my teammates than about me, and I wouldn't be able to put up the stats that I do without them. And, we just got so many playmakers on offense. We got receivers that, they'll go up and get any ball that I throw to them. And running backs, they're huge assets in the passing game, getting a lot of yards after the catch. And the O-line, obviously, for blocking for me, too. They've done a great job. But, yeah, I don't focus on stats at all. I'm worried about, what's in the win-loss columns. So that's what we're focused on every week.
Even though you just said you don't care about stats, I'm going to throw another one out there just because that's how I am. That's how my brain's wired. Your leading receiver, Gage Florence, he is entering Saturday's game against Winona, if I remember correctly, 23 yards away from 3,000 in his career. He would only be the third player to ever do so. He's less than 200 away from the school record. What kind of chemistry do the two of you guys have, and how do you two feed off each other? Because what you both have done as a quarterback-wide receiver combo is something not very many duos have done at any level.
Yeah, it's definitely, playing with Gage has been super special, and it kind of goes back to our freshman year. He was a redshirt freshman. I was a true freshman in 2022, and I once I started playing, he was kind of just my safety blanket that I always had. And if I didn't have a guy open, even if I did have a guy open, I'd just look and try to get Gage the ball and let him make a play. And he's kind of just always been that guy. And he's such a great competitor, and he's gonna give everything he's got on every play. And he's a great teammate too. He's gonna push guys in the weight room and practice everything to be the best that they can be. And I can't say enough about Gage and the connection that we've been able to develop. And now just we've kept both getting better and more confident in each other over the last couple of years. Just goes to show all the work that he's put in and that we've put in together.
Definitely. From a tight end perspective, your first 3 years, you had very experienced tight ends, Jake Vetter and then J.D. Check last season. Those guys had played college ball for 5 or 6 years. They were both pushing 30 by the time they graduated.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you have a redshirt freshman out there. What is it like when you see Gavin Lill out there, a guy that played running back at high school, plays tight end now? He put on a few pounds, but he went out there and had 2 receiving touchdowns in that Week 2 victory. What has his progression been like, and from your perspective?
Yeah, it's definitely seeing Gavin kind of grow as a player has been really cool, and he's super devoted to everything that he does too, and he's like big into making sure he's eating right, and he's going and lifting weights after practice and stuff, and his progression as a player has been really cool. And he came in as a receiver last year and kind of made the transition to the tight end running back room over the winter and in spring ball. And it's a different way that we can get guys the ball. Getting him, he scored a touchdown, he's on the ball as a tight end, which is something that we don't do a ton of. And he's going to make plays, he's going to get the ball, he's going to not going to run around people probably, but he's going to run them over, which he showed in the game on Saturday. But he's got the wheels that he can run away from people too. He's chugging down the sideline going to score that touchdown. So yeah, it's a different thing for teams to have to prepare for sure, but it's super valuable for us.
As you approach this weekend's matchup against Winona State, without giving away a bunch of stuff, trying to be kind of, as I suppose, generic as possible overall. They're going to do 4-man fronts. I would anticipate they do some 3-man fronts and drop some guys in coverage. What are you guys expecting overall, and how are you going to be able to try and exploit that in this home opener?
Yeah, the last 2 years that we've played them, we've seen very different defenses from them. In 23, they were just kind of dropping everybody out, and last year they were coming after us and just trying to beat us physically. And so we're preparing for both of them. I think the biggest thing for us, we're just gonna have to win our one-on-one matchups, and we got the guys across the offense to be able to do that. And so I think we're gonna be in a good spot.
Last thing I have for you today is, this being your senior year home opener, how are you approaching that? Whether it's with teammates, it's with family, maybe it's just how you're going about your daily business. Kind of how is Jack preparing for that first time out of the tunnel and into that starting lineup in your home opener?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of just the same as any other game, preparing for it the same way. But it's always special to be able to play at home, play in front of the Dragon fans, and we travel really well too. We got so many fans at away games. Sometimes I think we got more fans there than the home teams do, but. Yeah, it's definitely special to be able to play at home and run over the tunnel in front of our fans.
Yeah. Well, Jack, thanks for a couple minutes of your time. We always appreciate it. Good luck this weekend. We're looking forward to watching you sling it around.
Thank you.
Big Game James McCarty alongside Jack Strand of the Dragon football team. Have a great rest of your day.